6.
Okay, does anybody know what this is?
It's an outcome scale.
It's a fuel gauge.
Ah,
What's that look like?
Gas gauge.
A gas tank. Okay.
Of a transportation.
Full, empty. Okay. What do you consider? We're going to go to page 77. And if I can have Kelly start reading the objectives and go around.
participants learn the process of creating an outcome scale.
Participants understand how outcome scales can be used to measure incremental change and moving towards self-sufficiency.
Participants are able to combine outcome scales to form an outcome matrix to capture multiple interventions, needs, programs, and outcomes.
Participants understand the uses of the outcome matrix and can analyze an outcome matrix.
Okay. So we see this. This indicates full, and this indicates empty. Okay. Why do you keep an eye on your gas gauge? Why do you keep an eye if you don't want to be empty?
You're going to run out of gas in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. Because why? Because it changes. You could be full at the beginning of the day and be here at the end, correct? Or you could be full and then be half tank. So you have to kind of watch how changes are occurring. How does this, what does this mean to you? When do you feel like you're in crisis? If you're getting that need. So you're down here, right?
Mine's a little below it.
Yours is light thingy. Going Rosa, have to have gas. That would be fine if you lived next to a gas station, right?
Absolutely.
Or you were near a gas station.
Absolutely.
But what if you were 100 miles away from the gas station?
I'd be
Where would you need to be then? Where would you feel like you were safe?
at half a tank.
Half a tank?
Yeah.
Who feels like they can't get below here? Half a tank? You're stopping at half a tank.
Usually have.
You're like getting gas at a half a tank.
Just 'cause I travel to-
Anybody at a quarter of a tank?
I'm a little bit before.
Yes.
I'm back here further. The light is dinging on and it's saying, get some gas because you're gonna run out. You only got, it's, in some cars, you have 2 miles until you run out of gas. You have 7 miles to, mine doesn't have that, mine just dings, but I know I should probably better get there.
Mine's like when it's on the 40s and I'm playing my 40.
Yeah. Okay, so outcome scales is what we're going to be working on. So when you are doing an outcome scale, if you are at full, do you feel like you're thriving?
Yeah.
You feel like you're in good shape?
Absolutely.
Yes.
3/4 a tank, do you feel safe?
Yeah.
What about half a tank? Do you think half stable,
Yep.
right? You're getting a little bit vulnerable at 1/4 of a tank, and you might be in crisis if you're on the E, right? Okay, so what we call that in the outcome scale is the prevention line of where you start to feel dependent and where you feel independent. Does everybody kind of understand that? Shows you. Now see, my husband doesn't like to get below this. And I don't like, I love them just safe here. You know, that's fine with me. So we have 2 differing scales of what we feel is safe. I feel safe here. As long as the light's not on, I feel safe. And Rosa's shaking her head, yes, that's the same with her. So we all have different senses of well-being, whether it's a 1/4 of a tank full or a half a tank full. In community action, setting the outcome scale can be used to know where an intervention needs to be made, which would be this prevention line. Community action has the flexibility to set their own benchmarks. We can say that our community action, as us as a group right here, could say that we think that this group could be thriving because at least you have enough to get your work every day. Or we could say this is the only thing we consider thriving. So it's up to our agency to determine which one we feel. Does everybody understand that? Some of this is based on conditions. Like you said, Rosa, if you got 7 miles or 40 miles, you're good.
Yeah.
But what if you live 100 miles away from the next gas station, or you are traveling? If you're home, you're going to work every day, you think this is okay, right?
Yeah, we're half a mile, don't worry.
Right. You're right around the corner from the gas if you're on a trip and you don't know the area, and your GPS is not telling you where the gas stations are, where do you feel like you need to be? Yeah. So that's how we determine this is state level and local level on what we consider thriving, safe, stable, vulnerable, or in crisis. And this is called the what? Outcome scale. Yeah, but what do we call it? Smiley faces.
In the matrix.
Yes. How do you know that?
Teamwork.
Okay. So we're gonna take a few minutes and we're gonna jot down some things. Housing types and conditions. So on page 80, I want you to pair up in twos. And I want you to write down some types of housing that you think are in our area. In our area.
You mean types of housing?
Housing, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Halfway house,
There's the mission.
the mission,
Oh, that's so nice.
home ownership.
Yeah.
Says conditions. Right.
Is that a section?
Put them both down. Put them both down.
No, there's a term, certain couches.
It's couch surfing. It's actually.
That's the term, couch.
You guys are coming up with some good ones out here. A lot of difference being thrown out.
Living with family members.
Oh, well, then I take them back to the table with me every time. You got it right on there.
Yeah. There's that person who's on from the six.
Yeah, we're gonna build. Okay, everybody about done, ready to wrap up? What was it? Oh,
That's at my house.
I have three living.
we got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody ready to wrap up?
27-year-old still lives with his parents. My son.
Okay, so everybody kind of like, we're gonna say some, and if we're gonna kind of share with the group, and Shannon's gonna write down here on what conditions we feel like are in our area. Well, Lydia, you got one?
Mm-hmm. Poorly renovated.
What was that?
Poorly renovated.
Poorly renovated.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, you got one?
Oh, we just did it together.
That's okay, just shout out another one.
Like trailers, like campers,
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Camper,
RVs.
Jen,
Income based, like Maple View.
subsidized. Right.
Rentals without any assistance.
Where's that?
The mission.
Senior housing.
hotels. Maybe you guys got some more. Anything that hasn't been mentioned here yet?
Homeless.
Okay.
Tents.
Multiple families.
Mm-hmm.
Living in vehicles.
Trailer parks.
Anybody else?
I own my own home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have a home.
Homeowners.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it on.
What kind of homeowners are there?
Well,
Yeah.
I own like loan and also like there's HUD loans, there's other types of loans.
Okay, we're gonna be,
Loan or pay.
with loans, what about homeownership paid for outright?
I wish that was me.
Debt free.
I don't think anybody's ever debt free.
I'm a homeowner,
There's
just the bank.
subsidized out up there, is there
Comes to me
unsubsidized?
Yes, subsidized. Anybody else?
We
What-
have like apartments and townhouses, is that one?
Yeah.
Like the high rises?
What about eviction or foreclosure?
Or abandoned or condemned.
If people are still living in them, they are.
Yeah.
And I could say that would be kind of under poorly
Poorly
renovated.
renovated.
Because poorly renovated could go under two categories. It could be under poorly renovated and renting, or poorly renovated and owning. What about unsafe housing? That's what you're talking about, right, Rolia? What about unaffordable rent?
Yeah, expensive. I forget. Too expensive.
Yeah, that would be expensive. It's expensive. Does anybody know what drove the rates here to
Oil,
gas?
Yeah.
And most of the landowners or rental landlords are not lowering that price because they're hoping that the oil and gas is going to come back.
Yeah.
So that way, somebody working in a two-parent household working minimum wage jobs, it's even hard for them to afford just flat out pay, right? And would you say, Sarah, was another one? Couch surfing.
The what? With the what?
Couch
surfing.
surfing.
Couch surfing. Going from house to
For
house.
sure. Mhm.
Couch to couch.
So we've constructed a pretty big broad range of what goes on here, right? So now we're gonna put that in an outcome scale or matrix, okay? Yes.
Well, we do yellow.
I'm not gonna hang it up. We're gonna hang it up. That's gonna be.
Oh, it's one of these.
Hang it up right here, so everybody can see it. And we're gonna take these housing types and we're gonna put them in a matrix. Okay? Okay, we're at a prevention line right here, right? So what would somebody say is thriving?
Homeowner,
With no debt.
yeah.
That's driving me to get it. Anything else thriving?
Say a homeowner with a loan, so. Well,
Yeah.
I would actually say senior housing is fairly safe because it's based on your income level and intake, and you're pretty safe in that you have a.
The high rise.
Right, you have a.
You don't have to worry about cutting grass, you don't have to worry
Well,
about,
not thriving, but it's above the brown line.
I would put.
do you think it's safe?
I think it's safe.
I would put RV
Or
up
stable
there
at the
too.
very least.
I think unsubsidized
But it has-
housing is in the
Okay, wait, but let's, okay. So right now we have homeownership with no debt, homeownership with debt.
So we're just doing thriving.
Because it moves.
Anything else thriving?
I think.
RV is homeless,
I think it's unsubsidized, with
that's
unlimited,
freedom.
choices. There's however it's worded in there, I think that's in thriving.
That, you think the rental with no assistance?
Yeah.
I think what it, you're just saying sort of with choice.
Yeah, by choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's by choice. Housed by
Unsubsidized
choice.
housing, yeah.
Okay. Does anybody consider subsidized housing to be,
I think that's true.
you think it's thriving?
Not
I don't think
quite,
it's thriving.
I think it would be safe.
You can always
Safe or stable.
So I put it to you like this, subsidized housing, you don't have to pay for it, somebody else is paying for it. Unless you're moving,
But will it always be funded?
That's not true though, that's, you're still paying. it
I'm just
goes
throwing
by-
things out there to get you guys to think.
It goes by your income, so the more income that you
Well, there's
get,
a
the
couple
more
different
rent you have
ones.
to pay.
Right.
The areas are not,
I would
Always
put it
safe.
stable.
You guys think it's stable? Because if you mess up and you don't turn your income
They
in,
snatch it.
or
Yeah.
I don't
you
know, I've been to the.
have the couch surfer come live with you,
Uh-huh.
so what do we think subsidized housing is?
The idea of it, I think,
Safe.
is safe for stable, but
You
the
think you're
actual
safe?
environment.
Safe?
Yeah.
I think.
Because you
it's-
play the
Yeah.
portion of it, you still have a say in it, you have some type of control.
Okay. What about, the leaders were upset about this. What about camping or RV, camper or RV?
In crisis.
That's a crisis.
Unless it's budget.
That's freedom.
You own it.
Well, you can get to
That's
homeless
my
act.
goal when we retire.
They said you live in an RV, camper, trailer, anything with wheels or homeless.
Wow.
So that's crisis?
Wow.
But you guys,
What did you say, what did you say, anything with wheels, you're homeless, is that what you said?
McKinney-Vento states that anything with wheels that's, can be
Moved.
moved at any point. So
So that's
that's,
homeless, but couch surfing isn't.
but that is too.
Couch surfing is
Yeah,
not homeless?
McKinney-Vento states if you are staying in a place that's not, designed for sleeping use, you're homeless.
There's beds on RVs.
Just realize you can define this to your situation.
Right.
This may be subsidized, may be stable, you guys wanna put it there.
Yeah, it's up
Somebody
to
else
you
may wanna
guys.
put it safe, so it's up to you, the
So right
conditions in
now
your
we're
community.
saying,
I think a camper RV is safe.
okay, they're gonna say camper RV safe, stable,
I'd say stable.
Stable.
vote
Stable.
Stable.
Okay, so we'll try stable.
I'm not quite sure if it's safe and stable, but,
Yeah, look at
Are you doing it because your job travels or because you can't?
Exactly,
but see, if you start asking all those what ifs, then you're going too far.
right, so we're just,
I mean, what's
okay,
gonna
what about
happen to that
eviction?
person
What about
for the next 30
eviction?
days?
in crisis.
Eviction.
That's-
Crisis.
Everybody agreed? What about shelter?
Crisis.
Yeah.
Crisis.
Yeah, because you don't know if there'll be a bed the next day.
Right.
It's not-
You
it's
go
not
and
guaranteed.
you check in and
Yeah,
there's a bed, there's a bed,
Yeah,
there's
but you
a.
have to leave.
Right.
There's a limit.
What about, we did homeless? Homeless.
Homeless, yeah.
What about hotel?
Hotel, tent, I think those are all incorrect.
Hotel, tent, and homeless are always places.
Well, they got those hotels where you can like rent them for.
Yes, remember, we're not delving in, we're just saying what our group say.
Okay.
And we said senior housing, Ralph, you said it was?
I think it's safe or stable, it's one of the two. but
Yeah, I think it's safe,
Yeah.
safe. Well, one thing about it being safe, that I can see in it, and I'm delving in, Lolita, is that they don't have to cut grass, they don't have to shovel snow.
But
They don't have to worry about repairs.
They don't have to worry about where they're gonna live
Security.
next month.
Right,
And it has security.
yeah, some of them do.
Yeah.
What about HUD?
Where we at?
HUD?
Safe.
Safe.
See?
I mean, you're already in the system. You have a safe place to live. You have housing provided.
You have options.
HUD, if you're a HUD participant,
You have options.
your houses get, also get inspected
Right.
once a month, once a year.
Now, are all HUD projects the same? No, obviously not.
Depends on the land.
Right. but
What
they're
about
all
trailer park? This is gonna be tough.
Safe,
I think it's safe.
Safe.
stable.
I think it's safe.
Because most surely do people own their houses in the trailer park,
Yeah.
and they do pay lot rent, right?
Right.
So we're going safe.
They know where they're gonna live next month, most likely.
What about their vehicle?
No.
That's gonna get broken into, no,
It's gonna get broken into, right?
pretty bad.
What?
In crisis?
We don't have anybody vulnerable.
You don't have nothing to go?
No, we don't. What about this poorly renovated? They have a place to live, it's just not in good condition.
Yeah.
That's vulnerable.
We're just gonna start filling in places that we don't.
But you know what, that's because one more month and it may not be livable.
Right. You're right. Okay, what about foreclosure?
Oh, that's the crisis.
No, that's vulnerable. Because
You got a place to
foreclosure
live
is a
right now.
process.
Right now? Okay.
Right, that's vulnerable. You may or may not, depending on where it goes.
So it's not like.
Yeah, so maybe you're able to get all that money and get yourself out of eviction. What about couch surfing, we said was
That's the right.
Crisis.
in Ralph's world with Ralph's son, it's dry. Anybody else have
Grocery
any?
store every week, and that
I'd say that
fits.
was a crisis.
That is a crisis, I agree.
Crisis.
But
You
stop.
about to get thrown out.
A lot of times people do couch surfing because they just don't want to make other choices. You don't know why.
You're diving
You
right
say
now.
that for a lot.
You're
What
assuming
about-
that they're
What about
helpless.
unaffordable rent? You're living in a place that you don't know if you're gonna be
Vulnerable.
paying rent
That's
every
vulnerable.
month.
I don't do couch surfing.
You wanna couch surf for a
No
while?
couch surfing.
Oh.
I'll take the currency and then I'll take.
Okay, so what we've done is we've developed a flexible matrix or benchmarks on what we, according to current conditions in our local areas and characteristics that we think are these. Anybody who's worked on the DDA knows they have lovely little smiley faces that you get to choose. And they're all broken down, right? You could have, driving I think is all one, but you can have safe because you're, you have HUD, but you can also have safe because you have HUD and you have to pay a little bit. So there could be two different kinds of safe. It's important to have a consensus when we placed all these. That's why we were going through and talking about with each other to see what we all thought as a group. The one we have in the fast print system right now was developed at a state level. Does they have any questions about that? So on page 82, we're going to a sample housing scale. We kind of did this because it was fun. We could see where it was at, so now we're going to really delve into it. So what happens is we have different types of outcome scales that we have created through our community. We have limited choice or some, and dangerous or some. We didn't think about those, did we? You know, some places are dangerous. With a benchmark, there can be more than one outcome, like I was saying, such as in safe, on page 83, you have safe, secure, non-subsidized housing. Choices are limited due to moderate income. So that could be, your choices are limited of senior housing, or your choices might be limited in HUD, so you can be safe in either category. For vulnerable, safe and secure transitional housing for 60 days. So that's kind of like the poorly renovated. Like Ralph said, you might be fine today, livable, you can still live there, but major storm comes, blows the roof off, then where are you going to be? Does anybody have any questions on that? So we always have this prevention line. What do you think this prevention line means?
Could that include maybe even like, shelter for domestic violence victims?
Sure could. Yeah, now that you're thinking about it, you're getting a lot more ideas of what could possibly happen to people we see on a daily basis, especially you, Sarah, because you see all walks of life coming in, that you can have somebody that's in a domestic violence situation and have had this home ownership with no debt, and now they're down here. That happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare this sample to ours. So we have housing of choice, which is non-subsidized, so we have this. Safe and secure non-subsidized housing. We kind of thought that was here. Safe and secure non-subsidized housing by choice, you're a renter. So that's kind of here. Let's skip on down to stable. They have section 8 is stable, which would be HUD, that kind of subsidized housing. These could be here or they could be here. This is what our agency determined. In crisis, safe shelter, dangerous, no housing. Up here, vulnerable, this could be temporary, at risk of losing your house. So we had that foreclosure in there. You guys were very good at coming up with a lot of, what you have here almost matches exactly what they have in the book. So we're all about on the same page. But all these conditions are measurable. Remember, that's one of the key words we had, what Shannon just talked about, it's measurable. You know where they're at and where to measure them out on the scale. Okay. Establishing placement on the scale. Which I think is... Sorry about that, we had to use, we've run out of the charts. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is we are going to establish the placement on the scale, which we did. It's difficult to measure movement on the scale if the initial placement was faulty. So therefore, if we said that they started out at camper and RV, but like Odina said, she got good feelings about camper and RV. But it's all a determination of how we place them on our scale. You have to have a reliable way to establish that baseline, so everybody's on the same page. Okay, so we're going to review this list on page 85 of why outcome scales are useful. It says choose, and we're grouped in pairs. Choose the one statement that best describes your current housing condition. Just use yourself. Just go ahead. You don't have to work in pairs on this one. Sorry. Okay, everybody's chose their own. Now, I want you to circle the last client you worked with, what their housing condition was. Make up your mind.
Why would you read New Bedford?
Okay.
Nothing changed since
Does my husband and sons include living with relatives because I have no choice?
Say that again.
Living with relatives because you have no choice, does that include husbands and sons?
That's your immediate family.
Yeah.
My 27-year-old. Not. He's an adult.
Are your sons kids or are they adults?
Are they over?
One's an adult, just turning 18.
Okay, so not over 18, just turned 18. Okay, now I want you to take yourself and place yourself in the benchmark, whether you're thriving, safe, stable, vulnerable, and crisis. Now place your last client in that. And I think Loretta wants to share hers.
I just
Go ahead.
tickled myself, but I was in safe for 25 years, because we lived in an apartment, we lived in two different apartments, but one for the most, we paid rent, but it wasn't our choice, and in December, we were able to buy, well, we moved in December.
Mortgage.
But it moved up to Thrive with, mortgage.
So you see where she was, for 25 years, she was at the safe level. And then with some hard work and some,
Getting kids out of the house.
probably she does a good job. Getting the kids out of the house, they're grown, they're in college, they have their own jobs, she moved up to Thrive. So you can see where our clients are like this, where some of them come in at very, very low levels of in crisis of living in a shelter, and within 6 months, they could be under HUD housing. So you see where that movement is, and that's where we're measuring the data. So the next 3 pages is going to be based on the importance of using both the assessment and evidence collection, the collection that you measured in the movement. In community action, outcome scales are used to measure incremental changes between the scale benchmarks, which allows us to document the movement from conditions of dependency to increased self-sufficiency. So Loretta wasn't really at the dependent stage, but she was not at where she wanted to be. So there was movement. Okay, could I have Kelly start out and do the outcome scales can be used and just go around circle?
Help us visualize the big picture of the situation facing the client at first meeting.
Measure change by comparing scale placement at 2 or more different times, indicating positive or negative change or no change characterized as neutral or stable.
Determine how much progress and the time it takes an individual to reach the next scale benchmark.
Capture incremental change, interim success, and progress towards long-term goals as interim goals are achieved.
Identify areas where progress has not been made towards achieving long-term goals.
Recognize any movement in a positive direction on the outcome scale as movement towards self-sufficiency, even if the movement is from in crisis to vulnerable. And
Support development of a case management plan where the client and worker establish mutually agreeable goals for movement towards self-sufficiency.
So their clients are working with the case management to determine in our housing income whether they're going to, how long it's going to take them to get from in crisis to vulnerable or from vulnerable to thriving. So we're trying to make them move up at every opportunity. Sarah, how often do you visit that scale?
I see it once.
On initial,
No, I don't do Carly's or intake specialist.
but you could, on initial,
Oh,
you
yeah.
see, you can see that.
Yeah,
You
we
can see
see it.
where they're at.
Yeah.